Okay, so let me welcome you then to now the first physical meeting of the seminar. Finally it takes place, and I want to just quickly go over the organization again to make it sure that it's clear. So very short, some few slides, and then talk about the topics, and then the next steps basically. So again, you find everything on the website and on EasyChair that we will use for the seminar papers to upload, and the news are also on the website typically, and from now on everything should take place normally, so no seminars should not take place. But we will also talk about how it will proceed, so what we will do, because although this room is reserved, it doesn't make sense every time to be here for everybody. So what I planned, and that I will present you on the next slide, is basically, now that you get all your topics today, I will be still present every time in this room during the seminar, but during the semester. And if you have some questions for your seminar, that's something like an open consultation hour that you can meet and we can talk about your topic and about what kind of problems you have. Of course, you can also send me an email out of the schedule, so just when you have the question, that's also possible, but this time slot here and place will be reserved for questions. The second aspect for what it will be reserved is for the people who use the simulator, so whichever topic 3, in category 3, for those you will anyway need to find a date where you can meet with the with the other people working on the simulator. The idea is, if you have some questions for the simulator, you can ask them to how to proceed and what to do. So we will have let's say open hours again for the simulator, also where you can go to if you have some questions, but you don't have to. The doodle for topic selection, okay, that's old. That we already had. So last week it was problematic. The room was somehow problematic to get, and nevertheless, hopefully and obviously you all saw the topics, and time for questions are now, or will be now, or we're at before this lecture. So we'll anyway have time. You had the doodle-based choosing of seminar topics and what comes next. So I would just ask you, in this case 2 people, to participate in the doodle. When do you want to have the times for the seminar for the simulator meeting, so where you can go and ask if you have questions. Okay, how do we proceed? So first, in this next month, what will be, so schedule meeting either per email or, as I said just now, is I will be in this room for this time, and so you can come here and ask me something, and we can have it. If I see that there's probably too few people, I will also put it online on the website that these meetings won't take place, because the room is very big, and if only 1-2 people come and or nobody, then it doesn't make sense to reserve it. So then we will have this personal meetings via email scheduled. So you will anyway have the opportunity to meet me and to talk about your topic. What is relevant is, until the 10th of June, please register your paper in EasyChair. So for that you have to go there, and for EasyChair, as I said in the last recording, it's important that you use your email address that you also have in Paul for registration. Otherwise you will have an account for you as a reviewer and one for you as a paper author, and that's not really practical. So use your email address from Paul. Okay, so register your paper. That means you have to give the title, the authors, and some short abstract what it's about. The reason is that once it is registered, people can say what they would like to review. So there's also this review phase. Okay, I mean that I said also in the last recording, so until the 24th of June, submit your paper, your final paper, and you will get the next day 3 seminar papers to review. Based on your favorites, what you would have liked to review. 1 week later you should submit your reviews, 1 week later it should be included, and 5 days later, 4 days later we will have this block seminar where we'll see how much time we will need. So we will start at 11 and we'll have all the presentation one after another basically. And if you are in a team with 2 people, then still the time slot for you both is half an hour, so like for the others as well. So 1 paper is considered as 1 paper, nevertheless, whether it's from 1 or from 2 people. Okay, I also showed you how it should look like and what's relevant. So basically paper quality, what you write, how you review, and how you present it, that's relevant. And yeah. And it's also relevant, yeah, I mean everything that you submit. So, because last time I said it was also the problem, people, so if you submit your first paper and you want to review for it, it's already should be very good, and it shouldn't be just a draft with lots of spelling, because that's not the reason why how it should be. So it should be really final, that you think it's very good, and I don't want to change anything on it, because it's also what will be created. Okay, reviewing and presentations. Okay, and what we had just before, so I mean these are the topics, and as I also said, the first 3 are only if you wanted to have it in algorithms, and the next is more flexible, so it's more for Rechnernetz, ESS, and part 3 is for 2-person teams, because it's involving programming and simulations. And this was the assignment. And is somebody, let me just see if everybody is there. I think Wei Feng Peng is not here. Yuan Kui Wang is as well, so I have to check. Do somebody know why they are not available? You are here.
I just got a message from home. He is very sorry. He shouted today. Our lecture will be start at say 4 o'clock p.m.
Okay.
He lives really far away.
Okay. Okay, but I think I know him as well, so he will participate anyway. Okay. Otherwise, yeah, do somebody know these 2? They might also have to. So anyway, all of them who are not here and who are not don't have a topic yet, I will write an email. And these are basically 3 people who don't have any topics, and we will see how to assign them. So we will see what we do, but that's not your business. So are you who are here in the room happy with your choices? Do you have some specific questions on what should be done? So, or was it clear from the descriptions of the slides last time? So I can also go in specific about your topics and say again what should be inside, so that you have a better feeling and that you know what should come out if you are happy with it. Otherwise, from the time plan, what is planned is it will be different for which topic you have. So for those of you who have a topic in the slot 1, so with algorithms, what is basically the goal there is to read the papers and to analyze them and to try to understand the models, and so especially in the first one, to understand and present the models somehow for other people to make it more readable and explain a lot. And here it's more about modeling how this is done and what kind of models you find, and bring it together and give some analysis of it. Here's also more paper reading and summarizing what you find, and presenting it very structured. And for the people who are in 3, for them there will be another lecture, basically the next time, where I present how the simulator can be used. So this topic is not relevant for the others, but you should know how it can be, how to set it up, how to use it, what you can do with it. And the nice thing is that really of course, everything is, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, so most of it, what you need for your seminar is inside, only small modifications, and that we will also will talk about. But this will be more the next time when I really give another overview, longer talk on how the simulator can be used. That's relevant for the people in topic slot 3, but probably not for the others. Okay, so how do we proceed? So what I can do now, and what I was thinking, assuming that more people would come to talk individually and to go through the topics, and that's feasible. I mean, now I have to talk about 5 topics, and to talk what should be discussed in that topic, what should come out in the paper, and that should help you to get a start. Okay, let me just see what's the first topic. Who are last? Somebody who had that? So who has the first topic here? So who is in algorithms? Then you had this attacks on replication-based storage systems. Okay, then I will talk about more on that. So what is the idea there? So replication is basically how you multiply copy one file in the network so that you can download it, even if one node that had the data went offline, it's still in the network. And now you have different approaches how this can be done. So there's not only one approach how to do it, there are more approaches. So for example, it tells you to copy the same data 5 times or so, or it tells you that you should split up the data and have something like that you generate something like erasure codes. That means out of one document you create 100 small bits, and it's sufficient if you find 50 of them. So you have different approaches for replication that you should look up in the literature what exists. So here's a survey to give you a start how to look for it, which kind of solutions there is. Then pick the best top 3 that are most discussed, and then have a look at how do attackers try to attack these solutions. So what could they do to attack it, and how does it all influence the availability of the files? So to have really something like a formula that tells you the file availability is depending on the number of attackers, the number of replications, somehow the online and offline behavior of the nodes, so incoming and outgoing nodes, that also take influence. And so everything that has influence on the node availability that you should somehow bring together and create some model that gives you some number. If I have so many malicious nodes, and that's the pattern how the nodes go online, offline, or the file size are this big, then we expect this availability. So let's say 1 file out of 10 will go offline, and so just try to find various models that describe this effect on replication, what malicious nodes can do. Okay, I hope that was somehow understandable. So if I would anyway suggest everybody to first get into the topic, look for some papers for it, and if you have then more insights and more questions, then it's easier to answer them, but that should be good for a good start. Hello. Okay, so let me just see who you are. You are probably, let me just guess. You are Jan, Marcel, Sandra and Jens? Yes, good, okay. So, and this was the topic I think that you also chose as a first choice? Yeah, okay, good. Then it's fitting. And what I just said is from the time plan. So I think you all also had a look at the previous recording and the timeline and all. And what I just said, I will not repeat in detail just what is important. So for the next lecture time, so in 1 week, what we will have is a talk on the simulator, how it works and how you can use it, and so that all of those who have some topic in this field get familiar with it. So next time you should be timely there to make sure to get the topic, because it's relevant for to know how the simulator works. Okay, And then I'm now going through the topics to say again what is basically relevant to know, what is expected from the paper, what should be inside. And we have now I think a text on life social is coming, so that was here, so, okay. So yeah, what is the topic here? So Life Social, that's a social network, peer-to-peer based, and there are several publications on it. So it's described, I know the guy who published it, but yes, and the idea is, so it has several components and descriptions how it works, and you should have a look. So for example, it uses free pastry and past and several security components, and what you should do is to read these papers, understand how it works, and think of how could attacks look like, so on the various layers. So how can you attack free pastry, how can you attack past, how can you attack the security components, and to analyze the security in that specific peer-to-peer based online social network. So what is required basically to read all of these papers, and also what free pastry is and what past is and how the security works, that's basically described there, and then to go through it, make a model of that. So, and to make a model of the attackers, and to show what kind of security holes are left. That's what should come out. Okay, what we also have, 2.2, I think that was your topic. This is more on how to store data in networks, and peer-to-peer networks can be used. So there are this class of structured peer-to-peer overlays, and this is just an example how it looks like. So if you have different data objects, they are located somewhere, they have an object ID, and one of the nodes is responsible for them to store. And you can also have this distributed linked list, so one object contains object IDs of other documents, so you have this linked structure of your data that is somewhere stored. And the malicious nodes can now try to corrupt the data, or to hinder people to download it properly. So just to give an example, that's also from the social network example. So here you have a photo album data structure of one user, and this is a list of all albums of one user, and it's linking to the album. So this is album A, and album A has image A and B, and these are all links that are somehow stored in the network, and at the end only in the leaves there are the data objects. And now if you want, for example, to have these data structures attacked, like a list or set, then the question is, how can it be done, and what kind of solutions are against it? So what kind of solutions exist? So the point is to read, so to start with the paper, what kind of storage techniques there are, and what robust peer-to-peer systems means, or what is required for robustness of data, and then to see, okay, what kind of attacks do we have? So that's the problem. Malicious nodes wants to attack. So how can they attack it, and how can it be solved? And especially also in pastry, how can the data, distributed data structures on pastry be somehow secured? What kind of data consistency and security solutions do exist to protect other users from deleting or modifying this data? So that's the first step, and what you do is, so first when you read it, and you should also read how pastry works, then you identify how the attacks look like, and then you look for solutions for them, and as a first step you will come out with some, let's say, 5 solutions, and we can discuss about which is more fitting and which is not, but the goal is to create an overview systematically. Okay, and this topic, let me just, who had this topic? Didn't have somebody had it? Sao Hong Ying. He's coming late, so he's not coming because he's far away. That's him. Wong. this is wrong. Oh, just misunderstood you. So you meant this person? No.
This person is me.
Yeah, that's really.
The first person.
The first.
Yeah, he was
Okay. So how is it pronounced? Pong. Ah, okay. Okay, understand. Pong. Although it's written Peng. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, then I will jump to this topic, basically routing attacks and table poisoning attacks. They're quite similar, and probably you can also cooperate closely because it's also related to pastry, and that's quite good. No? Oh, it's very short. I mean, what I gave you, so in pastry you can basically modify routing via two ways. So either you make it somehow, let's say passively with data. So I gave you in the last recording this overview on how routing in pastry works. So basically all nodes, they have a routing table, and if a message comes in, they check the routing table and decide where to send it to. What you can do, and that's basically a routing attack, this topic, is you have your routing table, but you do not send the right you do not send the message into the right direction, but somewhere else. So you can try to send it always to the same peer or at a very wrong place, but you basically just decide for yourself where you send the message to, and you do not try to modify other nodes. So I mean, you just have a malicious routing table for your own, and you try to, and there are several approaches where to send it. So for example, so this is pastry, but in the last seminar we had the example with chord. Let me just see if there's an example. No, jump better just somewhere. Ah, yes. So in the last semester we had the example with chord, and what could be done. Yes. Yeah, they had this for malicious behavior strategies. So for example, they forwarded it to the predecessor node or the successor node, or somewhere where it's very wrong, or you can also drop your request. That's all what you decide for your own, and that's all what can be implemented. So this is basically only referring to one node. So this is basically the topic of the first group. One moment. And the second group, so root table poisoning, there the malicious nodes try to modify the routing tables of others. So although the nodes, they try basically to inform the other nodes with wrong information. So that you can, for example, do if nodes are joining, and you give them wrong contacts to start with. So the aim is, what kind of strategies are existing and can you implement to misinform or to give the other nodes, or to give them false information, so that not only you perform then a wrong routing, but also the others. So that has a broader range, and it's also different from this topic, because here only you for yourself do something, but here you try to modify others to also participate in your wrong routing. And that's the question is, how successful can the malicious nodes be, and what kind of approaches can you have to really modify the routing tables of others to take wrong effect. So for example, what can be also done is to take, so the first step here is more to really go into the simulator and to see where's the routing taking place, and to pick some other routing entry than the right one, or to have a strategy how to pick it. And here the first step would be to really see how can this routing table poisoning be done. So one approach is, for example, you can also have some nodes who claim that they are responsible for any kind of node IDs. So So for example, you can have one IP address, one node, physical node, and it says I'm just responsible for anything that you like, and I have any ID that you like me to have. So that's why write me in your routing table and I will for sure forward it, and but he doesn't do it. So you can have different strategies to really do the root table poisoning. That's first to have a look what can be done, and then to pick one or two and also implement it in the simulator and to see how it takes effect. And the nice thing is, so both, I mean, of course, pastry is already implemented in the simulator, and the routing works properly, and there's also an example for how routing attacks can be done in court, so that you really have the example how you can transfer this approach to pastry. So it's not that you have to start with a very new file, empty Java file or so. That's really already many things existing. And what is very nice is, so once you have the algorithm, you can specify different kinds of nodes. So first one implementing the traditional pastry, then another set, let's say 10% of the nodes implementing the malicious pastry, and then you simulate it with 1000 nodes, and you can measure how many of the lookups went wrong and how much longer it took than normally without malicious nodes. And then you can create create figures like it was done in the last seminar. This was quite nice. So they had 1,000 and 10,000 nodes, and they had these different attacks, and they tried different ratios of malicious nodes, and that's what they measured. So how much of the lookups went wrong and how long was the lookup hop count basically. And then you can see, okay, with growing malicious nodes ratio, that amount of, this is how the number of hops increases, and with 1,000 and 10,000 nodes, and also the failed lookups, so how many of the lookups didn't succeed at all, that you can also then measure. And these are very nice results, and that was very good, well graded. So that's basically how you could also present then your results. Okay, that's what I wanted to say basically today, because today it was most important to have the paper topic assignment. And one more word about what you should read in the beginning. So first of all, what is pastry? That's relevant for you to really see how it's done. And what I would also give you as an input to see how the previous group who got a very good grade did it on just to see how it could come out. And I think more and of course you should also know how the simulator works, but for that we will have next week to talk. And that's, I think, what you need as an input. Do you have some questions on it so far? So what you should do, and how the seminar results should look like, and how the paper should look like. Yes.
The 10th of June we have to register the paper.
Yes. So.
What particular details do we need to include in it?
Okay. So. This is basically, so you have to register your paper until the 10th of June. You can also register it today or tomorrow. It's just important, first of all, that it is in the system, so people can choose what they would like to review. And how does this look like? So I also have the website here. Let me just show you. So this that you should know. This is okay. So this is the EasyChair account that I have for the seminar, and as you can see, I don't have any internet access. So, but what you should hopefully get some. Okay. So it's so the question is, what should be in the first sub registration? Basically, you should give your author details, who you are. It should have a title and an abstract. That means a short summary what the paper is about. And then it looks like, let me just see if I can load it. There are no submissions yet. But I can jump to some other. So if you want to add a new submission, then it asks you who you are, where you come from, website. If you are two persons, then give also the second one. And always make sure that the email address is fitting to that of Paul, because that's how you are assigned to the system. So this is your main identification point. Title, abstract, keywords, and you can also say it's just an abstract. I don't have any paper yet. And yeah, that's what should be inside. And what we get out of it is that we have later on, with the bidding, so everybody who is in the PC, that means program committee, will become a reviewer, and you can then make the choice which of the paper you would like to review. That will be done automatically. If you're not here, somehow, if you are listed with last access never, I'm not sure whether it means that you never logged in or whether you accepted, but just in case you didn't accept yet the invitation to become a reviewer, please do so. And yeah, I also can show you how it looks like if you have to do reviews. Then I change the seminar. So from, for example, the last seminar, that looks like this. There we had more submissions, and I can show you how the reviews look like. So for example, for my papers, I am still open with some reviews, and if I want to give a feedback, that's not how it will look like. Adding a review, that's more how it will be looking like. So you will have on the left side first your submissions, where you can upload and change your paper details, and your reviews, where you can see what you have to review, and you can say how you liked it. And there's also a clear form and a set of questions that should be answered. So what is the paper about? Look through it. I described it also last time, and you can submit the review, and that's it basically, how the reviewing and how the tool is to be used. So much more you won't even see. So if I change, for example, in the view of a normal student and participant of the seminar, for example here, then you just see that window, and you can modify your own submissions. He didn't have so, and you can see the reviews that are assigned to you and nothing else, and that's so you're not overwhelmed with something that you don't need. Okay, something also relevant for you who came now. What I would like to do is to have the simulator open hours. That means all of you who are participating in and has something to do with the simulator, I would like you to ask to just participate in the doodle. It's also on the website, I think, and also at least in the slides here. And so the reason is, it's good if you have somebody to ask how the simulator works if you have some questions, and in order to not have it every week to come to some schedule and to try to find it, I want to just have a time slot, and in that time slot the people who are anyway working on simulator, so SHKs, they will, and me as well, will meet at that time, and if you have some questions you can also come and ask us, and so that you have this simulator open hour. So please participate in the doodle, and that's quite useful. Okay, and after the registration, so that's basically next, and what is else? So topic assignment. Now you have time to work on the papers. If you have questions, write me an email. If I don't answer within 1 or 2 days, write me again an email and remind me. Sometimes there are too many emails in the inbox. And so after that, what I also wanted to say, for the first time, so for the next time, I would also like to keep the room and the time here available if you have questions. So I will be here. If you have questions, come also here and ask me. Otherwise, if too few people come, it will be more scheduled via email. And at least next time, same place, I will give the presentation on the simulator, how it works. And for all others, I would suggest to send me, if you have any questions, write me an email, and that's how I would like to proceed. Yes, so do you have any questions to the topics or to the organization? If not, then just if you will have some, just write me an email, and otherwise we meet with the simulator people next week. Otherwise, for the others, I suggest if you have also questions, come also next week. Otherwise, we don't meet until, so the last time at least it was like we didn't meet until the block seminar. So if you don't have any questions and you are happy, we meet at the block seminar. Otherwise, if you have questions and you want some early feedback to your work before submitting it finally, you can contact me. That's also good. And otherwise, that's it for today. So do you have some more questions? If not, or if you have some, then ask me soon.